have sex itinerary. First, music is of vital importance. I should at least have a banging playlist for the forthcoming train wreck. Secondly, guzzle down a strong peppermint tea to help settle the bloat. Thirdly, run a bath. This is crucial and not a step to be missed out. 4. Foreplay. I think I get it. Foreplay will give a good indication of how much of an absolute fucking disaster this will turn into. Stinging and discomfort brought on by aforementioned foreplay. Strong start. 5. The grand entrance. Once you've found a lube that doesn't bring on instant and immediate once you've found a kind of lube that doesn't bring on instant and immediate UTI symptoms, you're ready for action. Yeah, no, I'm fine. Honestly, just go slowly, please. I'm not fine. It feels like someone's just rammed a hot poker up into my vagina. Definitely not fine. Please just go slowly. You've got this, Yaz. You have got this. I haven't. Yeah, no, I'm fine, honestly. No, out, get out, abort mission, out. I would now creep in to the bathroom like Dobby the fucking house elf and leap into the bath. My fanny is on fire. Ellie Goulding is being the soundtrack to my stinging lady bits, and my bladder feels like someone is using it like a bloody piñata. I would now have to squeeze out an awful miniature piss, like we're talking a dribble at best, and I would just lie there in the bath, naked as the day I was born, reflecting upon the absolute catastrophic cunnilingus that is awaiting me the minute that I get out of this bath. Because yes, you heard me quite correctly, despite the absolute ball ache and bedlam that had just ensued, I would get out of the bath, dry myself off, say a little prayer to the vagina gods who have done me dirty, get back into that bed and try it all again. Stay there. Cute, right? Who wouldn't want to sleep with me? And I have to hand it to myself, right? The payoff may have been minimal. The water bill was a moment, but I was committed. It's kind of comfy here, you know. I want to tell you about my first experience with a boy. This bit has got bits about like non-consensual stuff and assault and things. So if you prefer not to listen to this bit, just skip through this bit of the video or put the audio on mute for this bit, and then I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm talking about the next bit. So I was 17 at the time, and he was tall and kind of handsome, and actually had very few redeeming traits personality-wise. He'd always tell me about all the other girls he fancied at our sixth form. Clearly always had a thing for red flags. And he wouldn't let me meet his parents, which I kind of thought was fair enough, but he also wouldn't let me into his house. So it was kind of like this glorified shed, like not made out of wood or anything, but essentially it was still a shed. Really fucking weird now I think back on it. But anyway, so that day I was wearing pink patterned leggings and a jumper. And I told him that I didn't want to take my leggings off, but he took them off anyway. And I told him not to touch me there, but he touched me there anyway, and he kind of held me down, or at least he held my wrist so I couldn't stop him, and I didn't tell anyone about it. Ever, actually. And it wasn't until I got to give consent a few years later with someone else that I realised how much having that choice of consent taken from me had affected me. Like nearly 10 years on, there's still a part of me that wants to run away. Every time. And there's always this little part of me that just won't let go. It makes me feel... How does it make me feel? Angry. Sick. Ashamed. Ashamed that my desire to kick out wasn't strong enough. Ashamed that my pleas for him to stop came out in fits of nervous laughter because I was panicking, so he thought that I was joking. Weak. Makes me feel weak. And I know that it shouldn't, because I know that it wasn't my fault that it happened. I know that it wasn't. But if I'd have been stronger physically, maybe I would have been able to free my wrists from his grasp. And if I was stronger mentally, maybe I would have been able to tell him to get his fucking hands off me. I should have said that. I should have done a lot of things. Every time I wore those leggings afterwards, my mouth would water like it does when you're about to vomit. And every time I see him, even to this day, bile still boils in the pit of my stomach. And I fucking look at him in the eyes as he smiles at me, and I refuse to smile back. A petty little victory.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about how you view me. Let's talk about all the double standards in our society. Let's talk about sex. I'm going to say this with my chest. It pisses me off that girls who sleep with who they want get labels like slut, slag and scat. Why is that still the case? What, the minute you can't get in my pants, you want to throw my sex life back in my face? Mate, that seems like your own issue. Oh, a pretty girl won't sleep with you. Let me pass you a fucking tissue. Get a grip. So, you can sleep with whoever you want and you think that you're the shit. Because if I were to do that too, society would take it as their cue to pass its unwanted opinions on what I do in my bed. I said what I said. And I won't take it back because it's a hard pill to swallow. I won't take it back because it makes you feel on edge. I won't take it back to make you feel better, because I am saying this for every girl who has ever been made to feel less than, who has been made to feel embarrassed or unsure, for the girl who had her underwear used as evidence in a rape case in the court of law. I'm not going to stand here and just accept it anymore. We all need to step up. All of us. We need to be better for our friends, our sisters, our future daughters and our mums. We need to take a stand and question what society drums into our psyche, because this is a message from every girl who is just like me. We are fed up. To the man who yelled, "You'd fucking get it," as I walked out of the club, to the boy who touched me without my consent, to all the men who are wired to resent sexually confident girls, to the girls who feel free to express their sexuality and are villainised by the world. Here's to being brave. Here's to being heard. Here's to chasing being viewed as equal, because that's the very least that we deserve. And here's to promiscuity. And here's to savouring our virginity. And here's choosing who we give ourselves to and not giving in to pressure just because I'm being scared of being viewed as rude just because he's into me. We need to change the way that we talk about these women who are letting themselves be free. We need to pull up our socks and take some fucking responsibility, because it's us that are still using these words. It's ingrained, and we know it's a surefire way of making sure somebody gets burned. For all of you sitting here wondering, what can I do? Well, now it's your turn to be better, to step up your game, and to think about the poison that is laced in every time we use a derogatory name. Not that you will. And not that you have, and not that you've ever even dreamed of calling a girl a slut, a sket, or a slag, but if ever your mouth starts to run and you can feel those words sliding towards the tip of your tongue, think about your sister, your friend, your future daughter, and your mum. And be better. Go against what the society says is a word that is still legit. Because I'm telling you now, we're not going to sit down, shut up, and just accept it.